Hello, hello. I'm still getting an ad, so let me know if you can hear and see and all of that. Hello, Sassy Britches, Colorsmith, Hot Pocket, Test Subject 23. Hi. Past me is a lot more clever than I would have given her credit to. I had started this, I have 3 pages actually. This one, these 2, and I prepared these a long time ago. Well, long. When did I finish this sketchbook? Did I not put the date at the end? Why do I keep being very bad with this? Well, anyway, the art in there is from 2023. So that gives you an idea. And then I forgot about these. And then the other day I was looking for something in one of my sketchbooks and I realized that I had not finished those spreads. I didn't write a start date either. Wow. Okay, well, anyway. Arctic Journals, hey! Hi! How's everyone? Summer's beating me up. Oh, same here. It's so hot. I had the AC running right until the start of the stream. And this is mostly going to be about how long I can last before I'm too hot. I'm gonna have to reach behind here, so hopefully I won't make everything fall. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna be finishing up this sketchbook hopefully. So a bunch of color wheels and color mixes with Kuretake sets. I have 2. So this is this one, and then I have this one on the next page. So yeah, past me, like I even put some color-coded washi tape to sort of make it really obvious what set goes on what page. I mean, I would have figured it out with the colors in there, but this is surprisingly interesting. Hey, hi Keep, hi guys. I find it funny, like I've done these these reference swatch cards a certain time ago in 2023, I guess, and you can see that my ballpoint pen has kind of bled in the paper. I don't know if you'll be able to see on the camera, but I had never had that before. So that's something. I don't like that I used double-sided tape here, so I will be removing it. There you go. No, because it's not a water drop, it's through the whole thing. Like all the lines are a bit blurry, like they've bled. And it happened on all 3 of them. It's weird. Yeah, they are covered. That's the thing. There is packing tape over them. So that's why it's extra weird. Oh, I'm wearing a light t-shirt today. I'm really asking for trouble, am I? I really like the look of, you know, off-white shirts and whatnot, but they don't look that great on me. And also, I paint. So I don't know why I'm asking for so much grief in my life, but here I am. Hey, Potato Pirate, hello. I made it for art and food chat. Yeah, you know it. All right, I need a brush. Usually when I do swatches like this, I like to use a really cheapo brush. Yeah, it's got to be a chemical reaction with the tape's glue. I think that's it. Or something in the binding of the paper. Not the binding, the sizing of the paper. And the glue and the ink. Because I know for sure that when I did the swatch cards, the ink had not bled like that. So this happened when they had the tape on and everything. So I don't know. So how is everyone today? I'm gonna be making, with this one, I'm gonna be making 2 color wheels. I think one warm and one cool. I mean, one cyan, yellow, magenta, and the other red, yellow, and blue. Or, you know, close to it. Must say, I've never seen gray standalone on a watercolor. Yeah, this one, that's why I'm interested with this one. In this one, sorry. It has a beige and a gray in there, which I think is interesting. Also has a white. It's a bit less interesting, but also there's a kind of an issue with these palettes. I really like the look of them. If you haven't seen these, they're really nice. Like the profile of the palette is quite minimal. It's slim, it's sturdy plastic, like it's really like good plastic. You have a lot of mixing areas in the lid. You have an area here that you can put your brushes or your pens or your pencils in there. And you still have room for 14 colors. The only issue with this set is that they use custom shape of pans. So you cannot just put your regular pans in there because they have a peg at the bottom so that they're held in place in the tray. You could probably just remove them and glue pans in place in some other way, but if you kind of want to have the like the if you want to use these pans, you need to go through them first, which is, you know, easier for certain colors and other. I don't know how you could go through the white one, truly. I guess the beige is here to help with drawing figures. It's a nice skin tone when you... Yeah, it's a good base, but it's also quite opaque. So in that sense, it's a bit weird. I don't know if Kuretake sells the pans open stock. These are from Japan, so that kind of info can be difficult to find because it would be on websites that are in Japanese. So at least the pans are not like completely full. I think with these, they kind of fill them up when the paint is wet and then it dries and like the paint sort of dips in the middle and they don't refill it. So some people would be mad that they don't get the most amount of paint possible, but in this case it might be a blessing in disguise because that means you don't have to go through all of it. Like you have less paint to go through before you can reuse the pan for something else. I've never clicked with Kuretake, but all 3 of my town's big commercial watercolorists use them to... Really? Do they use the big Gansai Tambi ones? except for Quentin Blake. I've never found out what he uses. I mean, are you in the US? Because if you are in the US, I would say it's probably either the, the sort of traditional route of Winsor and Newton, or the American traditional route of Daniel Smith. Oh, England. Oh, maybe Winsor and Newton then. That would be even more possible. Or De La Rowney, perhaps? Interesting. I swatched that at my local art social because it was part of the shop's group supplies they set out for everyone to play with. I didn't realize the tray was like that. Yeah, you don't... you sort of don't really realize it until you try to like move pens around and you're like, oh, how does this work? We just have a lot of watercolorists living here for mysterious reason. Maybe it's just that pretty. I quite like that little palette too. I would love to swap out. Yeah, I agree. I wish they sold empty pans. That would be great. Lana! Hey! Hello, hello! Sir Quentin Blake. Oh. Yes, sir. He's moved away. I have no idea who this is. I'm sorry. Should I know that? What does he paint? Oh, my clip, you mean? My cat clip. I really like these cat clips. Oh, he's Roald Dahl's illustrator. Oh. Oh. That name I know. I mean, good luck finding a new contemporary watercolor artist that can afford to live in a cute little seaside village. Ah, okay, sorry. I'll keep the existential panic out of the stream for now. I'm terrible at these. I find it so hard to get the mix I want because it's just... Sometimes I will do this. I will add an extra little dot in between two colors just to get a smoother gradation, you know, like this. I really like these cat clips. I have two of them. The other one is holding the other page. Boop. Alright, so I don't really get a cyan color in this palette, but there's a weird cobalt blue that's a bit greenish. So I'm going to be using that. As far as I can tell, these don't really come with pigment information, so... I would be curious to know if they kind of match with the color from the Kuretake Gansai Tanbi set. Do you think regular pans with some sticky tack? Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. You might have to make sure about the pan format, but there's a little bit of wiggle room. I don't know if you can see, but there's a bit of a gap here. So I think you could tack on slightly larger pans, because I don't know if a generic pan is about the same size as this one. Oh yeah, they seem to be. Yeah, I think you would be fine. I think you could easily put some... Hold on, let's put our fingers into paint again. You might struggle a tiny bit with having... Sorry. So the pan that goes here, you kind of have a bit more real estate for sticky tack. And the pan that goes here, you have a lot less real estate for sticky tack. But I think you could make it work anyway. Who knows if accurate, but Google says Quentin Blake uses Winsor Newton. I'm not surprised. Do they feel like regular? I haven't really used big pan Kuretake in so long. I wouldn't know, but I don't see why, from a business standpoint, why they would do a really different paint. Like what? How would that be helpful for anything? They're nice colors, truly. They wet well, they mix well, they're quite serviceable. It's a decent range. So I don't necessarily know when it comes to light fastness or pigment info, because we are not given that information, but yeah. Emily Guleff. Hey, hello, Emily. Hold on, that was all weirded up. Hi, Emily. I'm sorry. My brain kind of couldn't decide if it wanted to go for English or French, so it went in between. Yeah, I think you could 3D print those pans. You would probably need one of the OG pans to get the measurements, I guess, but... Pro tip, go to your local board game club and make some friends. Is a lot more fun than buying your own 3D. I like that. Hey, Lyra. I know that there's places where you can go to, like a public library or something, and they have those devices available to use, which I think is really cool. I really hope they do have a like a resource person to help you figure out how to make it work. But I really like this idea, like a 3D printer and other thing. I know it exists for hardware equipment like saws and all that stuff. But I like that it's starting to be a thing for the more delicate machines too. So perhaps one issue with the pen is that it is not all that stable. I don't know if you can see, but it doesn't lay on the same level. Like the lid is thinner than the base, so it does this thing which is, you know, a bit annoying. There's also a big variety of 3D printer material types. I think resin is one. I don't know much of anything about 3D printing, so this is interesting. I know resin only in the like hold on, UV resin, the one that you can sort of put as a sort of varnish on things, and then you quote unquote bake it under UV light, and then it's permanent and solid and dry. Resin is expensive. Dirty Blue uses plastic, pretty sure it's not resin for his pans. Hi, I don't normally catch the lives on Saturday. Yeah, we're happy to have you. That's awesome. ABS is the good plastic, isn't it? It's the sturdy one. Oh yeah, laser cutters, that's another one. Huge printer. Perhaps they even have a large scale scanner. Dun, dun, dun. But keep to have 3D scanners now too. I could make anything. Well, anything little. Totally not imagining an Indian in the cupboards. Though sadly it wouldn't be alive. I wonder if did that movie came out before Toy Story or after? I haven't seen the first one in forever, but they have a somewhat similar premise. There are so many materials for 3D printing. We have a resin printer, but also a normal filament one for PLA and PITG. Sorry. Other materials, yeah. I think you can even 3D print in ceramic, can you? Before, I think, I had the book too. Oh, so that's interesting. But if someone offered to design and manufacture a palette just for you? Absolutely. I mean, I already know the kind of things that I would experiment with. I can't because I don't have a 3D printer, but I know if I had one, I would be using it a lot. I don't think my MacGyver side could just not could not ignore the 3D printer. I'd have to 3D print all kinds of things. All sorts of weird palette ideas. In a similar idea, but also quite different, if you guys are familiar with painter Jared Cullum, he's here on YouTube, but he's also on Instagram and everywhere. And he kind of went a different route in terms of making his own palette, in that he figured out how to make them from metal. So he's made quite a few like really nice metal and brass palettes with the enamel and all of that. So that was really interesting to watch happen too. It's a much a more artisan type of crafting rather than 3D printing. But Jared Jared Cullum, Cullum. I think that's it. Considering our 3D printer for concrete. That's really cool. Oh, thank you, Lena. Thank you. Both movies were released in 1995, actually. I didn't see Toy Story. Are you young? I feel like someone telling me that they only saw Toy Story years later tells me either they're much younger or older. It was like if you were of watching age at the time it came out, it was impossible not to go see it. Like it was such a unique new kind of thing. The curmudgeon in me wants to say that it was back when Pixar made good movies, but perhaps that's a kind of worm best left for another day. Oh man. Friend works in IT for a uni. Oh, that's really cool. Can you imagine 3D printing concrete? How cool is that? I watched Toy Story in Germany on TV, so we had to wait for a translation and for it to be released on TV. I watched it much later too. Yeah, but I mean, you're in Germany, and that was in 1995, so they didn't have like the internet and anything like we do now. But if you were in Canada or in the US, you just could not skip it. Sean, hello! How are you today? How is everyone today? I saw someone using theirs to 3D print clay. Oh, I wonder how that works. This is really annoying. Oh, that works. I never saw any of the Toy Stories until 2020. Living in a country which dubs. I mean, I'm in French Canada, so I know what you mean, and the dubs are terrible. So now I'm left wondering if it's just me with my animation, like cartoon animation penchant, or if I'm okay to be surprised that you guys haven't seen any of these movies until much later. I'm good making banana bread. Wait, you are not melting in that you can boot up the oven to bake bread. I still haven't watched any of the Toy Stories. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. Sometimes you have to wait more than a year for stuff to release here. Yeah, but I mean, 1995, I think we're clear. I don't think you were even born in 1995. Otto, help, I need your help. I mean, hopefully you've seen the old Toy Story movies, and you can gosh, I mean, my tastes run more towards but now I appreciate the kids movie too. Oh man, sassy britches. I'm having to fight myself so hard. They're not all kids movies, but that's a can of worms for another day. I had bananas that didn't get eaten, and I don't want to just throw away. I in the summer when I have old bananas, what I do is I freeze them, and then I blend them, and you can make like what they call nice cream with banana. So you just blend the bananas with like a teeny tiny bit of milk and some cacao powder, and you can make sort of a chocolate soft serve, chocolate banana soft serve. Yes, I am younger by 1 year. That's still younger. Like the movie's older than you are. It was 11 in 1995 and in the US. Not sure why I didn't see it or know about it. Might have aged out. Pretty sure it was an adult one. Oh my gosh. And you're not wrong about Pixar, sadly. What can I help you? I mean, none of these guys. I've seen Toy Story when it came out. And I'm like, how? How? There's like... The first one came out in 1995. It's 30 years old. What, 1995? I think I saw it in theaters. You're fighting someone else. I don't know at this point. Maybe I'm just fighting myself. Maybe I'm just like alone in my corner and shaking my fist at the sky. Yeah, some people in here were in I know! Ah! It just breaks my brain a little bit. Those were the good Pixar movies. Oh, Toy Story 1 and 2, they were great. They're still good, I mean. Toy Story 3 came out much, much later, so I can understand that, but it's 1995, the first, like, 3D animation movie. And it's not, if you'll excuse my French, but it is not dog shit. It is a good movie with a good story. And Pixar still made good stories then. I watched The Land Before Time a few days ago. It still makes you happy. Oh, but it's so sad in some parts of it. Dude, that's Don Bluth, right? The Don Bluth movie, they always have like parts in them that just punch you in the feelings. Sorry, my phone is... If you're old, perhaps we're both old. Dun, dun, dun. If it helps, I saw them when they came out. Oh my gosh, okay, thank you, that helps. At least there's the two of us in this corner. Oh, okay. I feel better. If people... I know. But like I've seen They Live, and I wasn't born when it came out, I think, or I for sure didn't see it. That was not a kid's movie, but I saw it twice. You know, I ignored them when they came out. Oh, I'm gonna frown at you. When Pixar was Pixar and not Disney Pixar. They were a bit hit or miss. I think for me, like personal taste wise, when we got around to Wall-E and Up, I don't know what it was attached to at that time, but that's kind of when I lost. They lost me at that point a bit. It's not like irredeemable movies, like, but in general, the kind of shift they took was not my jam really. Secret of Nim. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Don Bluth. On one side, you have Disney, a huge corporation full of people, and on the other side, you have still like a company, but mostly one guy. He's like he's a bit like the Miyazaki of the US, right? Oh my gosh. I mean, you can do that and still watch an animated movie. My favorite Disney movie is The Fox and the Hound. Oh, I haven't seen that in forever. I think my favorite... Oh, that's difficult. I really, really like Lilo and Stitch and The Emperor's New Groove. They're completely bonkers. Dan Bluth movies are traumatic, and pretty much, yep. Disney made everything worse. Not really. They used to be like, I mean, you cannot tell me that something like Lilo and Stitch is not a great Disney movie. It is like the new one, the old one, not the new one. The new one doesn't count. Okay, none of that count. But yeah, they had a really like a revival phase at some point, and then it sort of the tiny local theaters stuck in the 70s. Well, I mean, that's great. I love that. Monsters Inc. See, that's not my wait, that's a Pixar one, right? What's your favorite Disney movie, Otto? Like Disney. Well, no shade at Toy Story. My home life was bad at that point, so I'm not surprised I missed. Yeah, okay, that's the different kind of circumstances. I can see that. Although, yeah, I mean, that's my thing, though. Like, Lightyear, on its own, I would not say is a great movie. It kind of works. I can, like, if someone tell me that it's a bit lackluster, I can see it. But for me personally, sucks was a big thing. But I'm able to sort of have the awareness that it's a very personal take on the movie. So that if anyone told me they didn't like it, I can understand that too, and I mean, fair. It's not the kind of movie that I would go to bat to defend to people who are saying that it's not good. Unlike something like Lilo and Stitch, the animated Lilo and Stitch, the old one, I would go to bat to try and convince anyone that it's a good movie if they had the opposite impression. If anyone's looking for a nice kids film watch, oh yeah, Ernest and Celestine, it is really pretty. It is so good. Did it evolve into a real controversy, Otto, or is it just the two of us who sort of got fired up about it? I am the #1 Titan EE defender. Oh, that's another Bluth that often gets forgotten. It had the great soundtrack. Also, I've seen the first 3 Toy Story movies. Okay. Whew. Okay, so we're 3 in the corner of of this corner. I'm good, okay. Whew. I feel better. Oh, Disney. I really like Chip and Dale. That doesn't surprise me. That really fits with you. Dan Bluth movies were my favorite. An American Tale, Secret of Nim, The Land Before Time, All Dogs. Oh my gosh, all those. Dude, if you want to cry watching a movie. Still have not seen Secret of Nim because I want to give it. I mean, you have to get to it. We're the same age. I know. No, we're not. I'm older. Stop it. What controversy? Oh, it's just the two of us so far. Okay. So, the way it started is that Otto sent a link to me. I kind of started on a video about it, but then it evolved into a much bigger rabbit hole, and I kind of had to put a pin in the video. But the story started when Otto sent me a link and was like, oh my gosh, you have to see this. Check out these Uniqlo Ghibli collaboration shirts. And I was like, okay. And Otto then said, look at the close-ups. Okay. I load up the page. The first image I see, I'm like, oh, it looks a bit awkward and clumsy, like a bit naive. Doesn't really look like official Ghibli art, if you can kind of get what I mean. So I'm like, okay, so this is a thing. Okay. So I'm like, okay, and I scroll down to check out the collection, and there are small images. So then I pop them up, And eventually when you scroll, you get to a close-up of the artwork that's on the clothing. And I start noticing that a lot of the artwork, not all of it, because a few garments have official concept art. One has an official frame from the movie itself. So there's a few things like that that are pretty much, fair. Like they look good, fine, no problem. But the rest of it looks like if I had tried to draw it with my non-dominant hand, without my glasses, and with only a box of 12 crayons, or 12 pencils, or 12 paints, just the basic colors, the red, orange, yellow, green, 2 blues, purple, brown, black, and white, and some other color, that kind of stuff, like the very basic stuff. And I'm like, okay, it's a style. So I start reading a bit more of the description, like if they explain a bit what's the reasoning behind the collection. And I start noticing a couple of names like being present in all the descriptions. So you always have I think they always mention Studio Ghibli. They mention, I don't know if they mention Miyazaki every single time. Then they mention the studio manager, which is a guy named Suzuki Toshio. And then there's another name. I don't remember what it is. It's just like it's I think it's just a name, like not a full name. They don't have first name, second name, just one word. And then I start reading a bit more, and they kind of explain that it's a collection that's meant to embody the spirit of Ghibli, featuring the artwork of this artist. That's the single name. Kanyada. Yeah, that's it. So I'm like, who is that? So I Google Kanyada, and I start finding info about this person. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a freaking minute. So turns out that this person, Kanyada, she is the mistress of the manager of Studio Ghibli, the Suzuki guy. And if you'll excuse my really rude French here, she's a completely hack fraud when it comes to art. She is not very good. And not because it is not like a finished drawing. Like, I don't mind naive stuff. But hers is just, has no charm whatsoever. It's really like uninspired a bit. Does that make sense? It's hard to explain. And so I started looking into this person, and the first article that I found about this person is that there's a scandal about it, that the Suzuki guy used some of the Ghibli money to fund some of her personal project, like her own spa, her own cafe, whatever. Suzuki, it was the CEO of Ghibli. Okay, sorry. And so that was already kind of really cruddy. You're like, okay, so she's the mistress of, and she's the mistress of this guy because he's married and has kids. Like he's not single and seeing this person. He's married and also sees this person on the side. And then all of the artwork that made most of this collection from this collaboration, Ghibli and Uniqlo, is artwork from this lady. And I was trying to find stuff about her, and she worked as the photographer and the social media manager for Ghibli for a while. She takes photos. They're not, there's nothing to write home about the photos. They're just regular photos. They're photos like you, me, anyone would take. And she doesn't even have an online presence in terms of art. Like most people I've ever seen who are artists to some level, they have a presence online. They have a page with their art on it. And if they don't, there's still a lot of it that's super easy to find. Like my example for that was if you take Miyazaki. Everybody knows like Ghibli's Miyazaki. He has done an absurd amount of artwork, concept art, sketches, drawing, paintings, and he probably doesn't have his own website. But you can find his work in books, whether it's like focused only on his work or whether it's about like the art of Ghibli movies where his work is going to be interspersed in there. Like, you can find stuff about this guy being an artist, but nothing about her. Hold on. Otto has some extra. Otto has the benefit of being able to fact check stuff. I have to go off memory. But when they opened up a Ghibli cafe in Thailand, she's from Thailand, he appointed her as the manager. She had zero experience in catering. It was when bust and closed. Was that in the also like in the COVID time period? He also made her official photographer of Ghibli Studio, even though she has zero photography. Yeah, that kind of shows. The dude is definitely in his 60s, and she's got to be half that. I think she has a kid, like a still young age kid. He also arranged for her to have her own exhibition titled Totoro Ghibli, and ugh. And also a part of the rabbit hole, like how it evolved. I kept having, like, I was looking at the bad art of the collection on Uniqlo, and I kept having this feeling, like, you know, perhaps some of you will be able to like grasp what I mean right away. But sometimes you look at someone's body of work and you kind of get this feeling that some of it has got to be, if not traced, just copied. Like, there's something that happens with this stuff that you can, like, when you see a lot of artwork from one person, you can kind of pick up on the weird things that don't fit. And when enough things don't fit, it's usually a sign that this person copied. But for the life of me, I could not find any proof of that, because I'm not gonna go on that if I don't have any proof. And I was trying to find like images that matched in stills from the movies and whatever, and I caught a break when I finally was able to match some of the designs on the Uniqlo website from the Ghibli collection that are clumsily copied from sketches that Miyazaki gave to fans. And then I started finding more and more matches of drawings from this terrible artist lady that completely match either Miyazaki Hayau's sketches for fans or concept art for movies, and I have found a few matches like that. There's a and it's just so bad. It's bad. It's bad. I'm sorry, but it. Ugh. Hold on. What else? Sugar Daddy nepotism. Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that movie. Yeah, that's exactly the kind of thing that started it. Hold on. Wait, what? I missed a thing. Okay. So Otto says he's also published a non-fiction book, how he met this beautiful young woman, how he wanted to take care of her because she reminded him of Miyazaki. I'm gonna be... I'm sorry. That's the vibe, though. And the story in the book, at least, is that he had tried to arrange a marriage between... Then he said, ugh. And that's kind of when I put a pin in the rabbit hole exploration. Because I had to work on other things, you know. Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to share it in the chat, though. So, yeah, that's the controversy that so far was just between... As far as I know, it was just between Otto and I. He also published a separate book talking about episodes of meeting different people. Each chapter covers one person. The order goes: Kennedy family member Akira Kurosawa, Kendaya, The Dalai Lama. He ranked her higher than the Dalai Lama. Oh, it's okay, Potato Parrot, no problem. Oh, it shouldn't be locked. Hold on, what the... Here. I think I pinged you in it. Yeah. I'm still pretty... I've looked at those terrible designs on the Uniqlo website long enough that at some point I was scrolling through, no, what was it? I think I Googled Suzuki Toshio's name. And the page loaded up and there was a preview of an interview with it. And in the back of the interview you have... Hold on, I'm dying. In the back of the interview, you have this big ass drawing of No Face, and I was like, "Holy sh! That's the ugly No Face from the T-shirt." And since it's an interview of Suki, I'm guessing that's quote unquote original art from the I don't even want to say the name. Also, in 2 genuine normal Ghibli exhibitions, he used their awful art as the... Yeah, that completely busted up drawing of Cat Bus. And then I will share... I have some PNGs prepared comparing the sketches to the designs from Uniqlo. And I can post these in the Discord after, but... yeah, one of the drawing, I think one of the most egregious one that so far I haven't found. I think that's one of the very few that she didn't copy of anything else. But it is so bad, and it took me forever to realize that I think it's supposed to be a drawing of something like related to Totoro. There's a Totoro, there's a forest, but also drawn in a silhouette of Totoro, which is an idea she stole from somewhere because it already exists. But it's so off model, it's so terrible that it doesn't look like Totoro's silhouette at all. Like, it really took me like a moment of clarity. Enough is doing some off hours. Oh, that's okay. When is in talk with publishing companies about a new book deal, he won't sign it unless the contractor is the official. Ugh. Well, her end game is money and fame, and maybe she actually likes the guy. That's a possibility. But it's just like, where's her integrity though? Like, if me, as I am now, was in a similar situation, I don't think I could behave in that way. I would have reached my my foot down breaking point much sooner. Like, she's not even a, like, she's the most basic photographer I've seen. Like, I'm not particularly good at photography, and I would consider her on my level. I know people that have a really good eye for photography, so that's my reference point of, like, people who take photos and you're like, oh, there's something that they instinctively kind of go for that really works well. And I don't really have that instinct. So my photos are just, regular photos. And hers are very much that same vibe. Also, like, I don't know if you noticed, Otto, but on the Ghibli collection, at some point they have like this weird hashtag, like, what is it? My story, my Ghibli, some BS like that, and I'm just like, what? What are you? It. Okay, so from one weird rabbit hole to the next one, but it kind of reminds me of just how terrible Teddy Fresh clothing is, which is another like really contentious. It's the whole brand that's dodgy in this case, rather than just one collection, but it's still the same kind of energy that's really off. And my chat hasn't moved in like 5 minutes, so is it broken? Hold on. Oh, wow, okay. Hold on. My chat froze. The bugger. Reload. I was like, wait, nothing's happening. It was stuck on, so what is our hand game here? I was like, Oh, thank you so much for being here, Emily. Dang it, she's probably gone already. I'm sure I saw that on a hoodie a few weeks ago. I remember it because I asked the waiter who was wearing it to show it to my husband because I thought it was a cool design. Not her design, the original. My Ghibli thingamajig. I constantly get the advice from mentors to do more copies. Not to... Yeah, that's the whole thing, though. Copies are great. You have to do copies. I'm 100% in favor of doing copies to learn stuff. You just keep them to yourself. You don't make merch out of it. You don't sell the artwork to a company for licensing. Let's face it, there's no such thing as bad art unless it's fake. Well, it's AI. But yeah, there is such a thing as bad art, in my opinion, because I have tastes. Not necessarily good taste, I just have my own particular set of things that I like and don't like. And in contrast to that, there is art that I will think is bad. But yeah, someone could look at the Uniqlo collection and like all of it. That's a more power to them. They have access to all these clothing with all this artwork on it, you know. Though I would take offense at the fact that she copied a lot of the artwork from the like someone else's sketches. Like your boyfriend's super famous, well-known epic coworker. Like, come on. What? I'll put them... Give me a sec. I'll put them in the Discord if you guys want to see. Discord. Here. Document... So I've posted a few of the images in the Discord if you're up on there, but it's okay. So Teddy Fresh Auto is the clothing company of Hila and Ethan Klein. Two people right now who are really problematic. But the clothing line is really problematic as well for many reasons. There's been, copied stuff in the past, and my story, my Ghibli, whatever nonsense, made me think of when they had this T-shirt with a vintage sort of metal drawing of a skeleton on it, and it was like grungy a bit, like textured and all that, and purple and black, and the skeleton like off-white. And then in the back you have lyrics from Bop by Henson. And that's when I sort of reached a point in my brain where I was like, who's this for? Who the is this for? It's a bit like kids would draw it. Yeah, but without the the kind of charm that kids' drawings usually have. It's just so bad. I also don't really like, just as a personal note, and that's not necessarily specific to this case, but I would feel weird to repurpose art that I have already done for a quote-unquote new project unless they ask specifically for that artwork. Like the terrible cat bus drawing that was also the poster for an exhibition, and the Totoro silhouette one, also the other poster for the other exhibition. To have these be taken as is and then put into this Uniqlo collection, that feels really weird to me. Miyazaki would be fierce to seize Nausicaa. I mean, the Nausicaa drawing is egregiously bad. Then Kiki also looks like someone took a shovel to the drawing. Like, they're so bad. They're not charming bad, they're just bad. I mean, you agree, right? And I feel like the sketches from Miyazaki that she uses to copy, like the sketches, they have this charm about them. Like they look like someone with a minimum level of aptitude and skills doing like an impromptu sketch in like 5 minutes for someone. Some things might be a bit off, some things might be a bit clumsy, but overall, like the whole thing has good vibes. Of course, not I have my own style and influences that I can't hide if I try. Yeah, I mean, perfectly fine to do copies. You can learn a lot, like especially if if you're more on the aphantasia side of brain stuff. Doing copies is a really good way to sort of really see a thing for the bunch of lines that it is rather than what you know it is. But you don't have to, I mean, you should never pass it off as your own art. Because it is not, it's a copy. So here we are so far beyond like copying stuff for learning, and we're even beyond copying stuff and passing it as your own, because we're now at copying stuff and selling merch of it, which is so weird. Ghibli must be a strange place to work inside. I mean, I just don't know what. I don't know if, first of all, I don't know if the simp dude like Suzuki still works there. And then I don't know just how aware the other workers like would be of this stuff, if they care and if it bothers them. It might not even bother them. Who knows? Maybe Miyazaki is okay with her taking inspiration, quote unquote, from his work. I don't know. No. Their last big project, wasn't it The Boy and the Heron? Oh, they know. Okay. Thanks, Otto. It's not something that I could have figured out. Like I don't read or speak Japanese, so I cannot. Oh my gosh. I guess what I mean is art has inherent value, even if distasteful or poorly executed. If expressed from a genuine place, but when there's no soul, copied, phoned in, or yeah. In this case, I don't know if you would agree with me to say that in this case, like the stuff that is copied is in that sense would categorize as bad ones. Like aside from the fact that the Totoro silhouette was kind of phoned in from something else, the drawing within the quote-unquote Totoro silhouette is, as far as I can tell, somewhat original, and it's not to my taste, but I'm not as bothered with that. Like I put it in my bin of not my taste. But the thing that's copied, like all the stuff that's copied, that whole Studio Ghibli one with Porco in the middle, and all the characters around it, like that one is terrible. It is so bad, and I wouldn't be surprised if like everything in there was copied from something. Like the freaking plane in the sky. First of all, it's like the plane from The Wind Rises, which is a good movie, but I doubt a lot of people have seen it. And it's copied as is from like official art. Like it's exactly the same. And I'm like, what happened? Boy and the Heron, yeah. But I don't think they were pushing that very hard. I wouldn't know. I can't say from... Like, for us here, it came out a bit out of nowhere, but I don't know if there was a lot of advertising for that movie in Japan. When you arranged for that exhibition for her, it was in a spa town, and apparently the staff were like, oh yeah, he just wants to go... Ew. Ew. No, dude, the Totoro in that drawing looks cursed and on drugs at the same time, which is why I think it's one of the things she didn't copy, to be honest. Sorry. And it was just so weird because I kept on reading stuff about Suzuki and how like he was friends with Miyazaki, and just like how it sounds so weird because on one hand you have this absolute simp of a dude who has a mistress that's perhaps has talents, but are definitely not in photography or art at this point. And she like copies stuff from your coworker slash friend, and Suzuki keeps saying stuff like that, like Otto said, that Miyazaki was impressed with her, and hold on, phone. Hello. On n'est pas avec bien, hein? Ah, spam. Sorry. That was a robocall. Hold on. So yeah, it's just like I would love to be able to know what Miyazaki's thinking about all this. I know I wouldn't be okay with it if it was me, but I'm me, you know? I agree that there should also be the highest standards of ability and execution when it comes to something like working. Or, I mean, just, it doesn't even have to be the highest ones. Just some, some level of, you know? So, is Earwig and the Witch, that was one directed by Miyazaki's kid, right? Sneaks in late and immediately falls in love with the palette mixing. Aww. I mean, it's a good movie, Wind Rises, but it's not one of those flag post movie, right? That's the word, right? Like, I feel like Totoro is much more of a flag post movie. No, literally any standards. Give me just a semblance of standard, I'll take it. I'm not picky. I do think that the collection would have been so much more interesting if they had actually asked real kids. Oh, flagship. Sorry, maybe that's it? In French, we would say phare, which is basically like a lighthouse, and it's with the meaning that it's sort of the thing that everyone knows about, kind of. But I can't think of the like the corresponding expression in English, if there's one. I mean, Miyazaki always says that it's his last movie, and then he just has more ideas and comes up with another one. But yeah, I mean, if it's his last one, that's also fair. Like, thank you very much, sir. You've given us a lot of beautiful things. Did you just answer the phone? Yeah? I have a landline. Hey, Auntie Patience, hello. I don't think I said hello, but hi. The Wind Rises till my fave. Oh, that's cool. I personally really love guess what? I love The Cat Returns. And then I also really love Only Yesterday. They were not directed by Miyazaki, but they're my favorite Ghibli movies. But that's the thing, Colorsmith, like first of all, I don't think Suzuki draws on a, you know, a professional level, kind of. But also, the artist, she doesn't look like she wants to improve, you know. I mean, fair, you don't have to improve, but it can be weird from a specific perspective to see that, you know, being in this situation and not wanting to improve. Up on Puppy Hill I liked. Wind Rises was good, too nice. Too, since I'm a big scale model aircraft fan. Ooh. I'm being sarcastic. Yeah, I get that. What's messed up is that Suzuki was the previous CEO. Someone else took over. That CEO had to then resign in apology for not being able to... So who's CEO now? I haven't heard a non-office line rings. Only in Japan. Sorry. Oh, man. Yeah, we mean to get rid of our landline. We just never sort of get around to it. I think there was something tricky about it. Like, it's... there's still something about it that's with the internet, and we would have to, you know, get the technician over to do a bunch of weird stuff. I don't remember. But it's an objective to get rid of the landline. I'm allowed to say that I'm Japanese. Okay. Fair. Have to leave again. Oh, thank you so much for being here, Lena. I hope you have a great day. Also, like, can you imagine, like, working for Ghibli and having to witness all of that? I can't. Which is why I'm so, like, I'm nonplussed as to sort of why it happens. Like, why is, quote unquote, Miyazaki letting it happen? Guess who's the new current? Suzuki again? Please, please not Suzuki. Otto has the hot tea. Oh, it's back to Suzuki. No. Oh, man. Ew. I mean, the ick factor is so, like, it's through the roof here. Like, dude, no. It is so gross. Look at the source from Wikia. Publications in English, Suzuki Toshio, mixing mixing work with pleasure. Dude! Dude! Bro is bragging. I mean, he's the only one having fun, so... I would say AFK when you started the second wheel. Which color are you using now? Also, what palette is the next page swatch with? So, both of these are Kuretake 14 colors set. There's two of them, so one on this page, one on this other page. The first wheel I tried to go for a magenta, yellow, and as close to cyan as this set has. And then for this other one, I'm going with a slightly warmer yellow, so the cad yellow, quote unquote, the red, and then the ultramarine. I will ID the colors when everything is dry, so I don't smudge anything, but yeah. Otto, would you say that there's a high likelihood that everyone is sort of too polite to openly say anything, so it will just keep going this way? Or if you think that there's a chance people are saying stuff, but like they can't necessarily do anything to change the situation. Does that make sense? I keep forgetting about the paint, too focused on the tea. I would say it's probably not that they are too polite, but he's too powerful. It'd be curious suicide to speak out against him. Ugh. Oh man. Now that's depressing. Are there any other Japanese watercolor brands, or does... I mean, Holbein. I think Holbein is probably the main Japanese watercolor brand. You have quite a few that are, you know, a little bit less available here, like Kusakabe, Kisho. What else? In Japan, it's more like, what is Kuretake? It's not massively popular. Oh, that's interesting. Holbein Sakura. That's so funny that Sakura is owned by Royal Talents. What? So hold on. Was Holbein a Dutch painter? Do you have a Japanese brand named with a Dutch painter's name, and also you have a like something that has a Japanese name that is owned by a Dutch brand? Hold on. What's happening? Oh. We need Terram in the chat. What's that crap brand? I mean, Sakura is the first of any form of paint a Japanese kid will use. Really? It's not great. That's a shame. Holbein, Swiss or... Oh, okay. Okay. I would have laughed way too much if it was like a switcheroo. Yeah, because watercolor is seen as Western medium. Brands tend to name them after film. That's funny. Oh, Turner. You have Turner too. Though it's... I hope it's not the crap band. It's not that bad. Turner is quite okay in terms of watercolor. Tomorrow is July's art social and supply swap, and I'm planning to bring that hot pink coral flower that I was... Ooh! Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea. But would have loved it your way. Oh, mine is actually German Swiss, so you are 100% correct. So what's everyone's melting status for now? I'm getting there. You know when your quote-unquote mustache is starting to sweat? That's where I'm at. Hey, Paulo! Hello! Sorry. I meant to check. Who was the person who picked mushrooms last week, and has anyone seen them since? Oh, I think it was me. It was Keep. I don't know if they killed me yet, but they were really yummy. Okay, good. Oh, well, on the topic of food, Otto, you have a thing to do. So, guys, I want to mix my ultramarine blue with either the raw umber deep or the burnt sienna. Which one should I go for first? Umber. All right, let's go for umber. For everyone, what is the best thing you ate this week? Oh, what is the best thing I ate this week? I ate. What is the best thing I ate this week? I don't know. Oh, I know. I've still been doing the, I don't know whose fault that is, but a few weeks back, someone talked about Vietnamese coffees in here. And I looked into it and eventually got a fin filter, and I've been hooked to my super punchy, strong Vietnamese coffee. So that would be maybe the best thing I not ate but drank this week. But it's so strong, one could argue that it's almost like eating coffee, right? Right? Did I upload those pics to Discord? I think I didn't. Took a bunch of zoomed in pics of the flowers. Ooh. This better with cheddar kielbasa. Oh, wow. Oh, that sounds delicious. I made bruschetta for lunch today. Ooh, local sourdough. Oh, man. Have you tried, I don't know if it will broach onto blasphemy levels, but I know a lot of people will have like watermelon and like mint, no, not mint, basil perhaps, and like feta or something like that, like a bit like a bruschetta kind of idea, but with watermelon as sort of the main component. And since you have a good watermelon, I don't know if you have tried that. I did pair my Vietnamese coffee. I got a tin of coconut sweetened condensed milk because I can't have regular condensed milk. And I think it's probably better with regular condensed milk because for me, I'm not that big on... I'm not that big. The thing is very hit or miss with coconut things. And I never know where something is gonna land. And in this case, it was not the best combo. It was fine. Temp's fine here, but next door is having a party and they have a fire pit ready. Oh my gosh. Oh no. I hope the wind switches. I made Chinese scallion, but ooh. Man, savory pancakes are great. The nice girl at the Italian grocers highly recommended trying watermelon with feta. I promised her I will try it once I come off. Cool. Though you could probably have lower fat feta, right? And then it would be kind of perhaps a bit more friendly to weight loss. I just now realized that's why you had partial wheel stamped out to do 2 color blends. Nice. It's not a stamp, it's a template. Hold on. I'll just try to finish this little mix and then I will pick it up. I got it from Arts to Embers. And it's this little color wheel template that I just traced part of it for these. No cheese is such a slippery slope for me. I swear off cheese and time. Okay, cool. So do you keep a list of things to try out once you feel like you can try to bring it back in? I hope they still have watermelon by then. If not, that's gonna be for, next time. It's not like any of these things are like gonna disappear or whatever. I wonder how long have we made feta cheese? Like how old is feta cheese as a concept? I cannot do fruits and hot chili pepper makes no sense to me. Perhaps even then, like I know they make like a mango kind of salsa, and I can sort of picture it, but watermelon to me makes no sense. I know it's a thing. I know a lot of people like put the not even spicy, but just tahini on fruits. And I love tahini, but not on fruits. Oh, thanks for the link, Otto. I got sick from food. Oh, no. Oh, potato pirate, that sucks. Have you had some delicious water, though? Admit I should have known that already and to think I mentioned him earlier in the chat to someone else. I knew the template looked familiar. Oops. Apparently feta dates back to ancient Greece, so how old would that make it? How cool is that? Oh, another cool thing is when they dig up for, very old remnants of civilization and they find these like millennia old jars of honey. And the honey is not like corrupted or anything. It's quote unquote still good. Which, mind blowing. Can you imagine? You have like millennia old honey and you could probably just eat it. Oh, it's so cool. I'm mildly obsessed with Art Stumber. I have his mini heart template and a small collection of his paints. Oh man, he's really nice. I wish it would be less expensive to order from there. Because for me here, shipping is... sometimes it's more than the item itself. And then it always gets flagged at customs. I've been thoroughly enjoying my water and punch fruit Powerade. Oh, at least there's that. Per Google, around 8,000 years ago. How freaking cool! Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Though I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't be able to have feta that survived for 8,000 years. While I could picture honey surviving for that. Surviving in the sense that it would not be its own sentient being by now. I mean, to be fair, I think that if cheese ever got to be 8,000 years old, it would have been a really long time of it being just completely gone. Things would have gotten to it before. Does that make sense? Alright, let's do one with the burnt sienna too. Oh, I feel like I kind of missed a step in my mix. Yeah. She said, water, everybody hydrate. Oh, fair. Sorry, that's the issue with drinking water and talking so much, is my stomach makes all kinds of weird bubbly noises afterwards. Sorry if you can hear it. What food messed you up, potato? Oh, that's a good question if potato is up to answering. I hope it's not a potato. With the kind of hot weather we've been having, there's a meal here that's been quite popular, quote unquote, and we have a bit of a silly name for it, but we call it an adventurer's meal. And it's basically a bit of a charcuterie board, but like in your plate instead of on a board. Like a bit of bread, some cured meats, some type of cheese, like real cheese, fake cheese, veggies, that kind of stuff. And it's cold. It usually doesn't make for a lot of dishes to wash, and it's good. So that's been a very popular summer staple. I used to hang out with I used to hang out in a Twitch stream where we would remind each other through the chat, hydrate. Was it an art stream? I have a kitty in the studio with me, and she's so melty. She's so passed out. I find it really interesting to see that both the burnt sienna and the burnt umber in this case have a potential for giving us a good kind of neutral gray and declinations. Your watercolors are dusty? Like literally dusty, or just you haven't used them in a while? Ah, dust in the paint is annoying. I'm not sure what the culprit was. I got cocky. Oh. Oh no, that sounds terrible. Oh no, we were talking about feta earlier, I'm sorry. Perhaps not the best topic for you right now. I don't know if I can. We even had a little like bell, like a timer. I took a moment of solemn recognition for all of the people who have died of cholera. That sounds terrible. Oh my gosh. You're lucky we have like electrolyte drinks now. Dusty from not using. Aw, that's okay though. I mean, you're still drawing or painting, right? No, it was a stream where we read through books on attachment theory. And the streamer had her pet quail. Oh my gosh. That sounds adorable. Why are quails so funny? Seriously. They're like a little ball of floof, and then they have a teeny tiny head. They're so funny. They're so funny. Quails are amazing. Alright, so I have 3 little mixing wheel thingies that I can do. I just need to find 3 color combo, I guess. Yeah, I've been doing little 5x7 oil paintings. That's good. That's really good. I mean, there's no good or bad medium, like as long as you're painting. Have you seen the guy who puts hats on? No, I haven't. Oh my gosh. I want to try purple and yellow. Interesting. Yeah, we can do that. I would go for the lemon one, I think. Yeah. Let's do that one. I have one. I can do one last one because I have one wheel left. And I'll figure something out for the 2 other wheels in there. That's it. I'm just realizing that's a really fun thing about this set is you can remove the whole paint tray and you can put the whole thing in the sink to wash it, which I always appreciate. Fat Hen Farms on Insta. I'll DM it to you. Thank you so much. I sometimes buy the eggs for fun, like little mini sunny side up. I've seen them a lot in, you know, cute little bento boxes. It's like a miniature egg. I will find out more about the quails and get back to y'all. She raises quails and occasionally sends me pic of the broods, or whatever they're called. She lives on the. Oh, that's cool. I want to like using watercolor as much as I like looking at them. Man, that's not an easy one to figure out. Yeah. Have you sort of identified what's the characteristics that you like about watercolor? Like when you look at it, what's the things that you really vibe with? His name is Mr. Judgy, and he's the quail is Mr. Judgy. Oh, that's funny. Shoot, I missed everything you were saying about color. I was too busy typing about judgy quails. Did I say anything about color? We have a bub white quail that lives in our bushes. Oh, that's like a wild quail? What? The way washes work and look. Okay. So that would be the thing you would kind of try to have mostly in your watercolor work, right? It's difficult to be a jack of all trades, really. Because you have to switch your way of thinking, like, every time you switch. I love looking at oil paintings, but I kind of I've grown past the feeling of wanting to be able to do that too. For now, I'm quite settled in my all I want to do is watercolor way. I love all of the things, but in terms of what I want to spend time on, I've reached a point where I'm good with, you know, just working with watercolors. Oh, guys, you can't hear him because there's the AC set up in the window, but Mr. Leaf Blower Man is doing his thing. When I use watercolor, I feel like I'm coloring a drawing and not painting a painting. Oh, So it's more the feeling you get from doing like ink and wash, really. Have you tried doing it like the other way around? Like you start with the painting and then you do the drawing on top of it. Yeah, you were just doing as to your... Oh, I just don't know what I'll do. And all I said was that I don't have any more mixing area in my palette. So I'll probably end the stream once I'm finished with this yellow violet one. And I'll try to figure something out for the rest of them. Gigi Grill have told me not to get cocky and eat that pizza. It's okay if you don't want to have to relive that, but was there anything about the pizza that you were taking a risk with? Like, you know, you're lactose intolerant, but you're eating cheese anyway. You know, that kind of stuff. leaf blower man. The embodiment of first world problems. Did you while you were in the bathroom? Oh, that's mean. Oh, that's no. Not gonna lie, now I want pizza. It's too hot for pizza. Yeah, I have, and I've also tried no line work, but because of the transparency and subjective method, it's just way different and not okay. So maybe it's just a more like just doing more mileage with it then. Just you know, painting and painting and painting and eventually I think like the way I see arting in general is that even if we don't consciously try to evolve the way we do things, just by doing it over and over again, eventually like we do micro changes every single time, and then at some point you kind of have done enough of these micro changes that you try something that is quote unquote new and different, and that might vibe better with you. Not over here, it's like 15C. Give me, I'll take, like, if you want my 40 Celsius with humidity, I'm sending it to you, and I'll take your 15C back. No problem. I am good with that. 15C is like the ideal temperature. The other day I saw a the woman that lives in the same building as Leaf Blower Man using the water hose to wash off the thing that the linden trees are dropping at the moment, and it was gonna rain that day. Oh, I hate, like, oh, can you think of a worse species than humans? I don't think it's possible. There are some good ones, but the bad ones are so bad. I think I vibe better with opaque mediums where I can kind of chisel in both directions. So maybe gouache? Or if you have your watercolor and you want to try something, you could do the, like we've mentioned before, like the white gouache with watercolor. That way you always have the option of going for the more transparent thing, but also the more opaque thing. How the heck is it 15C in Portugal when it is 27C in Scotland? I wish I knew. It's a bajillion degrees here in freaking Quebec. I already know that I'll hibernate more in the fall with the... Man. That purple brown. It is pretty, isn't it? I feel like the yellow is okay. The purple is, you know, purpling. But the mixes of the two are all so much nicer than the colors they're made of. I know what I'm doing when I get home today. Yeah, I have lots of gouache. I use it almost daily. Okay, so that's good then. I mean, perhaps it's just the thing that for now, watercolor is something you look at, but not necessarily something you work with. That's also perfectly fine. I'm still at the office. I don't want to leave till this chat is done. I mean, I'm about to end the live, so you'll be free to go. I'm just thinking out loud how I'm jealous of watercolor purists. I mean, they're probably jealous of being able to do not just one thing. You know, the grass greener, all of that. How is 15C so cold? What are you, a bunch of lizards? What? Oh, I see, potato parrot. Oh, that sucks. That's winter. Where are you at? 20C in this part of Scotland. Oh, sounds lovely. Oh my gosh. I miss being cold. I want to be cold. I don't want to be hot. It sucks. Oh, my little coworker outside is back. Little miss. I set up her sunbrella, but she sort of left just after I set it up. But now she's back. I saw ears 2 seconds ago. She's so tiny that if she lays down, she disappears. I don't see her from my workspace. Oh, 17 Celsius. That's also really good. Like when it's cold, you can always add layers, but when it's hot, you're just screwed. You're just gonna be melty, not healthy, melty, and then have heat strokes. That's the healthy. So basically, melting and having a heat stroke is being healthy. Okay. Perhaps I need a. Not looking forward to going outside later. Ugh. Okay. Well, I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much, guys, for being here today for the stream. I know it was a bit of a random one, but I really need to finish this freaking sketchbook. And that means finishing up these pages. So I'm glad that you didn't mind me doing that during the stream. So that's good. I'll try to finish this at some point. Yeah. I don't know why I decided to do these pages. But anyway, here we are. Thank you so much, guys. I really hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Good luck if it's going to be like super duper hot where you live. I always love this. Oh, I'm glad. With good tea. Gossip live streams. But yeah, have a good rest of your day. Have a good night. And yeah, see you all in the next one. If you're a member, I'm going to be streaming on Thursday. Yeah. And if not, well, it's going to be next Saturday. So until then, have a great time and see you all on the Discord in the meantime. Link is in the description. Bye bye.